This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, we'll go through it step by step, right? On the basics of Abinitio, right? And then we'll see.
Okay. Actually, they have given me this demo video which are present.
Okay, you gone through it?
Yes, I have gone through it.
Any questions?
Just I want to understand how this architecture works actually. So the Ab initio, the co-op system is on Unix server.
Yeah,
right?
correct. Yeah, right.
Okay. So whenever we run the graph, so is it directly interacting with the server Unix? Whatever we save the graph on the Unix, right?
Yeah. Let's go through it. Whatever you have the question, right? Okay. Okay. So within our environment, right? When you're working on, okay. So you'll be having a GD, right? License being activated, right? That is one thing. And we'll have the host machine. Okay. So host machine can be any Unix flavor of machine, right? What you can have it. Linux, Sun Solaris, right? Or any kind of Unix machine we can have it. So within this host, the basic thing is the cooperating system is installed, right? Within this.
Yes.
Okay, so cooperating system is installed on this, and we'll have an EME also available. Okay, so this EME is like a repository which will be used to store the code, right? So all the Ab initio code is existing here. Okay, so Ab initio code is stored in the EME. It's a repository, right? So this is a repository. This is a repository. So where you store all the files. Okay, and then in the format of files, right? The Ab initio code will be stored in the EME. Okay, so now as a developer, when you're working on, so you'll be developing all these things from the GDE, right? But when we execute the job and all, this will interact, right, with the coop. Okay, so this cooperating system will help you, right, to execute your job.
Okay.
Okay, so as it is Unix machine, you don't know, right? This copy is available and already it won't be physically. You will not log into this, right? So you are logging into the host only, Unix only. Okay, so this copy is having the agents available, right? So it will be connected to multiple CPUs again, right? So massively parallel process, right? So MPPs will be connected with. So they will call it as simply like agents. Okay, so multiple CPUs.
What is MPP? Massive?
Massively parallel processor.
Okay.
Okay, so we can say it's simply like a set of CPUs, right? Set of CPUs, what we have. Okay, set of CPUs. Okay, so we can have this way. So how many are being available in your environment and all, you'll come to know, right? If you have some environment sheet, right, and defined information, right? If it's available, you can see it. Okay, so how many are being linked with each and every, right, system environment. So this cooperating system is installed on every Unix box, right? So that means every environment of Unix. You can go to the development, SIT, UAT, production, right? All the environments that this cooperating system will be installed on, right? In every environment. But GD will be available only in the development environment. Why? Because you do the development and modifications and changes, right? In the GD itself. Okay, so in all the other higher environments, you can find only the Unix environment will be available, right? Unix box will be available. Okay, so this is how we will be working on. So this host machine is common to every user. Okay, this host machine is common to every user. So every user will be connected to the same Unix box, right? Connecting to, and whereas the GD will be activated, right, for each and every developer in their VM. Okay, so once you log in, you can see the GD. You can get the access to the this host machine. You can get an access to the EME, right? Then you can see, right, this will be done, right? The connection will be done. Okay, so when you want to store the code in the EME will be there, right? So where you can place the code. Okay, so from the GD or from the host machine, you can do the check-in process, right? So either from here or here, we can do the check-in process.
Only when we check-in process is taking place, then only the code will be moved to EME, right?
Correct. Yeah. Once we done the check-in, then only it will be existing in EME, right? Otherwise, your code is available in the host only in your local environment, local development
Oh,
environment.
okay.
Okay. So that's how it will be, right? It available within your sandbox, right? We call it a sandbox, right? When we talk about this directory structures in the Unix and all. Okay, EME directory structure is called as a project, and directory structure in the host is called as a sandbox.
Okay.
Okay, so within this EME, I call it as a project. Okay, so this is a project, and whereas in the host mission, right, in the host mission, so we'll have the sandbox. It's a working environment for a project. Okay, so this will be EME. Within the host, you'll be having the sandbox. Okay, so you got your question answered, or you have any question
Yeah.
still?
Yeah. As of now,
Okay.
it's clear.
Okay.
Again, I will ask.
Okay. Okay. So now we understand, right? So we maintain the code, right, within the host level, right? In the
Yeah.
first time, right? Very first time, right? You will have a sandbox. Sandbox will be created once you do the checkout. Okay. So check-in, checkout, normal,
Okay.
right? The way you will be using it, right? So this is check-in, what I show you. And again, if you talk about checkout, this is checkout.
I mean, how the checkout will take place? I mean,
Yeah, once. So this will be checkout. Okay, so this will be checkout.
oh,
Okay, so checkout or check-in. So like they will be having a checkout or check-in widgets, okay, from the
oh,
options
okay. Okay.
from the menu, right? The way
Okay.
we are seeing here, right? So we'll have
Okay.
the menu. Within the menu, we'll have the check-in checkout widgets. So you can do from the GDE. That's why I'm saying check-in checkout. You can do from the GDE, or if you want to do it from the host level, you have to do the commands, right? We'll have the 8 commands,
Okay.
okay, which is
Okay.
Abinitio repository commands. Abinitio repository commands where we can use it to interact with EME, right? So you want to check in, I have a command. You have a checkout, you want checkout, you have a command, right? So that's how this will be defined, right? Check in, checkout operations, right? So the code will be stored in the EME finally, right? So it's a version controlling tool, right? This is the repository and it's a version controlling tool, right? So which will maintain the multiple versions here.
Okay.
Okay, so multiple versions will be made. That means if you created a object, right? Object in the sense graph, right? Anything related to Ab Initio code, I can simply call it as a object, right? So I can maintain the objects in the EME with the version, right? So version will be taken care, right, by automatically by the EME. So you just check in the code.
Okay.
It's a
Okay.
new object. It's a new object. You will be if it's a new object, right? How you will be traveling is, okay, it's a new graph, okay, which you built. You will save it. Okay, so when we save it, where it will be stored? It will be stored in the sandbox, right? So which is your local environment, right?
Yeah.
Okay, local environment. So once you've done the coding and testing, you'll do the check-in, right? So you'll do the check-in finally. So once we do the coding and unit testing, right? So you'll take it to the check-in process. The check-in process will take the code to the EME, right? So it will be version created. Okay, a version will be created. So next thing is, right, so tomorrow on one day you want to modify it, right? So modify the graph now, right? So to modify, as it is existing object, we have to lock it. Okay, so we have to lock it, and then once it is locked, we can, it is editable, and then make the changes. Okay, and then save it in the sandbox. Okay, and then unit testing, and then we'll go with the check-in process. So EMA will create new version. Right, so clear on this?
Yeah.
So this how the object will be created with one version. Initially it will be maintained, right, automatically by EME, and next time onwards, whenever you modify the changes and then you make the changes and check in, it will be stored in the EME with new version. Okay, so that's how we could see the EME will maintain the versions, and then any person can check out an object, and then he can modify object, and then he can save it in the EME with new version, right? So at the same time, two persons cannot lock the object. Okay, only one person can lock the object, only, right? Two persons cannot lock the object at the same time, right? So to make it editable, so like we need to lock it, right? So if you want to modify any existing object, you have to lock it. So the lock will be available only if it is the latest version what you have it in your sandbox, right?
Okay.
Suppose I have the old version, right? I cannot lock it, so it will show you there is a latest version available in the EME. You do the checkout, and then you go proceed with the, right, checking into the object, checking the objects, right, or check out the objects, right, unlock it, right? So you have to perform the checkout. So the widget will be showing up, a window will be popping up, right, saying that it's not a latest object. So the check-in, checkout operations are regular process, right, where we carry out, and you need to take care of these check-in, checkout operations.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll go through it, those check-in, checkout process, how to do from the GD, how to do from the with the help of aid commands in the separate sessions, right?
Okay.
So at this point, you try to understand, right? So at high level, right? What
Yeah.
is what? Okay. But again, we'll go with the detailed way. Okay. Any questions here? Are we good?
It's clear now. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if you want to know the path where my Abinitio corporate system is installed on the host Unix and all, right, you have to do the AB home, right? You have to get the value of the AB home parameter. Okay. So we'll have the in like AB home parameter, right? So if you do the echo command of AB home, you could see the path, right? Okay, so this is the path of my AB home. That means AB home is nothing but it's a co-op install path.
Okay. Where can we find this one?
You can run it in the host machine.
Okay. On the Unix, you need to.
Yeah, your environment is simple, right? So one is GDE
Yeah.
and other one is
Okay.
co-op on co-op host machine, right? We call it as host machine, right? That Unix machine. So if you compare with the Abinitio, right, like Informatica, right, what you're working on already. So you do the designing in the mapping designer, right? But once you want to execute that, you have to create some sessions and all, right? You have to build some process. Okay,
Yes.
workflow manager, right? Then you execute your job, and then you will be monitoring from the workflow monitor. So we have
Yeah.
different right, different windows, right, different tools where we have to configure, we have to define some properties, and then execute, and then you can see, right? But in the GD, I'm able to see all these things from the GD directly, right? Okay, but the way the cooperating system, the server component is existing, it's existing in the host only, right?
First,
Okay, window, that is Unix machine. Okay, you will not log in into the EME directly, right? So this EME is again installed on the different Unix server. Okay, so EME is installed on a different Unix server, right? So you will not log into that Unix server directly. You will be communicating with the EME either from the GD or from the host machine.
okay.
Okay, so that's how your environment is only two tier, right? Two tier, that is GD client. Operating system available on the Unix platform is a server component. Okay, so only two things what you'll be having, right? So that will makes simple to understand, right, how it works. Okay, so we'll go with the directory structures also in Unix, right, how it is existing and all in the later sessions. We will come to know the real time, right, also how the environment will be available, right? So here the thing is we'll be learning all these things in the 2.10. Okay, whatever version I'll be installing, right? So admin will be installing in your machine, right? It will be on 2.10, but the current version in the industry market is 4.0.20. Okay, 4 version 4. Okay, and sometimes it's 3 also, right? So in the current projects where we are using 3.5.46, right? 3.54, 3.5.46, right? 3.5.4.6. So still we did not migrate to 4 version, right? So this is how the version will be available. But the only thing is in this current version, so always the actual projects will be running on with the Unix environment. Okay. So but here itself, this is a 2.10, right? That will be having Unix, the host machine like a Windows machine, right? We don't have the Unix machine connection. 2.10. Okay, but still, like we'll go with the Unix environment. If it's existing, what will be the other things we should know, right? You should know when you go to the development, right? So those things will cover up. Okay, so everything will GD will remain same. The whatever features you will be learning, all those things will be there in the as it is in the current versions also. But the cooperating system, right? So this availability of the host and all, right? So will be taken care, right? So you'll be having the directory structures maintain your host machine as a sandbox.
But most of the work will be done only in the GDE. But when we are pushing the code and all that, then the columns will come into the picture, right?
And then when we want to move the code and all, what is it?
Yeah. When we are moving the code into the, I mean, once we'll develop the graphs in GDE, then it will communicate through in host. But when you want to move the code to the production, then the Unix will come into the picture and as a development.
Yeah, we'll see that migration, right, how it will be done and all, right, later. Okay. So the check-in, check-out operations, you understand, right? So the logical interface, GD is a logical interface, right? The physical storage is always a Unix environment. Okay. So the graphs will be stored here, the files will be stored here in the Unix, right? So everything will be stored in the Unix only, all the way. Okay. The logical representation is from the GD, whatever you're defining.
Yes.
Okay. So that's how we'll be
So
maintaining.
you'll be covering all the Unix part as well, right?
Yeah, directory structures and all, right, will cover. Initially, the plan will be like this, right? How I will go is we'll go with this architecture, right? High level understanding and all, right? How it will be existing in the real-time environment, and then we'll go with the GD, right? Basics of GD, how to start with, how to define the graphs, right? What are the components? Okay, which components and how the properties have to be defined, and how we need to create a graph, right? So slowly we'll learn about the components functionality, and with the examples we'll see the right practical way here, right? And
Will you give real-time? I mean, more of examples are to understand the component. Are you giving the simple examples? I mean,
no. The scenarios will be from the real time only, whatever I framed it. Okay.
Will
So
be providing any data? I mean, if you are giving any data to practice
Yeah,
on?
we can prepare it. We can prepare the data. Okay, you have to prepare the data, right, by within the Windows, and then you have to practice.
Yeah.
Okay, so basic things and all right. So about the component functionality and all right will be given. So once these assignments are completed, you can do more and more exercises, right? I'll guide you how to do it, right? So
Yeah.
you have to simply spend some time here and then go through it, practice, right? Do some more and more problems. That way you can, right, be building about a graph and all right, design the graph if any requirement is coming to you.
Oh.
Okay. So we'll go through that step by step. Okay. And then we'll cover the basics, few basics, right, which are related to Unix and all right in the real time. What are the things we have to do once we started working on the Abinitio projects? Okay. So that way the sessions will go, and then you can parallel practice. Okay, in your machine with VM setup, right? So VM will do the VM setup, and then you can access the Abinitio within that environment.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions?
That means I'm looking more into real-time scenarios so that it will give me real-time exposure to the tool.
Right. Yeah. Okay, then you'll be able to join the same timings, right, on daily basis.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, is there any other time?
No. And this is a good time, right? So I am in the EST time zone.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so this would be good time to start with. Okay. So we can start from tomorrow with the actual sessions.
So you'll be taking care of the Unix part as well, right? Because I never used the Unix.
You never know about Unix basics?
No.
No Unix, right? No Unix knowledge.
And,
Okay. Then we'll start with Unix basics, right? And then you can practice them. Then we'll jump into the admission, right? Because we need Unix knowledge, basics knowledge, right? So that I'll cover it so that you can go through
yeah,
it.
even you will cover how to deploy the project and all that, right?
How to?
Deploy the project to production.
Yeah. We'll cover that command, right? So the commands will be having the commands and all, right? What process will follow, right? We'll talk about that. Okay, how to deploy and all. So in this environment, we'll not have the EME and all. Okay, we'll have only COP and GD only. Okay,
because
so,
it's we'll be doing a 2.0 version, and in real time it is 3.5 and 4. So how will you show that differences? Are you showing?
yeah, that version. Okay, few of them which are not existing here still will covering, right? We'll be covering here.
Okay.
Okay, so those things will, even though you're not doing hands-on, once you started working on, you can do it, no problem. Okay, but only the learning version is only this one, right? So as we are covering this right from long time and all right, so even after few years also, right, so this will remain same, the learning practice is same, right? Okay, so everyone
The
who
differences will be taken.
yeah, difference part again, additional things, what is additional things which we have to learn, we'll be learning here still. Okay, so you can understand the topics and all right, but hands-on, you can, once you start working on, you can do it.
Yeah, for the Abinitio tool wise, it's okay. But apart from this one, do I need to take care of any other things? One is Unix, and the SQL, the functions part is basic knowledge is fine. Or
Yeah, you know Oracle basics,
yeah, basics.
SQLs and all
Yeah,
right. Yeah, that is enough.
yeah.
That's enough from the SQL side. Unix
Okay.
part anyhow we'll cover, administration part we'll cover. That's enough. Only those three.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll
Okay.
start from tomorrow. Okay. So we'll
Okay.
share the documents also, right? So to go through it and
Okay.
all.
So So daily you'll be sharing the recording as well, right?
Yeah, I'll share it.
Okay. And do you provide any material?
Yeah, I'll provide the material also from my side.
Okay. So the Excel which you have shown me,
Yeah, everything.
architecture that you.
Whatever I'm
Okay.
showing you here, those things I'll share you. Additionally, some other documents, right, which is required for you, right, for prior reading out, going through it by yourself and all, right. That will be always there. So mainly,
So,
once you're familiar with the sessions, right, once you followed up, then that will be good. And any
how many
questions?
they have shared me in the day plan wise? So it is showing 42 days plan. So you take 42 days or
Yeah, it will be very right expanded pattern, right? If
okay.
no experience, if someone is coming and all right, but as long as experienced and all right, will as per the understanding, it will go right. So it will go the way. It will take around 1 month.
Okay. Okay, Kumar.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Then we'll meet from tomorrow. Okay. So once we started, right? So I'll give you slowly all the things, right? What you needed, installations and all right. I'll arrange all for the installations. Then you can start practicing and all right. You can connect with me
Yeah.
over the email, right? Later on, right? Once we start the sessions.
Instead of 6:30 IST, can I make 7, Kumar? Is that okay for you, or 6:30 is good time for you?
Yeah, 6:30 will be good. If it is 7, right? Again, it will be 10:30. My session will close at 10:30, right?
Oh,
9:30 to 10:30.
oh, okay. That's
Okay.
fine.
Yeah,
We'll
we'll
continue.
see it. We'll see. We'll start with this. Okay. So
Yeah.
if required, we can move, right? Or we'll go with this timing. Good time. Okay.
Just want to make sure that if, I mean, if you're covering any component, you're explaining me 2 or 3 scenarios. I do understand that you can't cover everything, but if you give me inputs to, ask me to do different scenarios, then it would be better understanding. I mean, I'll do my part, and if you're giving me the your part and give more assignments and those kind of things, and if I have any questions, I'll get it clarified from you.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. We'll have, definitely we'll have the right assignments what to do.
I mean, because I'm asking, you have 14 years of experience, so you'll come across many scenarios. So you might not cover everything, but if you give me an idea, you need to look into these kind of scenarios as well, then I'll work on these things.
Okay. Yeah, sure, definitely. Okay. Okay, Krishna. We'll meet tomorrow. Okay, at the same time.
Yeah, okay, thanks. Yeah, okay. Thank you so much, Kumar.
So from tomorrow it will be 1 hour session. As it is starting day, I just give an overview, high level. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. We'll meet tomorrow. Yeah. Bye.